I'm standing in the kitchen, but my feet don't touch the floor. I'm drifting toward the ceiling, reaching for the door. The coffee cup is hovering, a ceramic moon in flight. Everything is weightless in the middle of the night. You took the anchor with you when you packed your heavy bags. Now the tether's frayed and broken, and the spirit slowly sags. I'm looking for a handhold, for a reason to stay down, but there's nothing left to pin me to the center of this town. The photos on the mantle, rising in the air like ghosts of all the old ways that we used to want to share. I'm losing my connection to the heavy and the real, in the hollowed out vibration of the way I've learned to feel. And it's the sound of gravity fading, the snapping of the wire, watching every someday float above the dying fire. I'm a satellite in orbit, I'm a feather in a gale, with a heart that's getting lighter as the memories turn pale. There's no up and there's no down since you let the promise go. Just a slow and steady drifting to a place I don't yet know. Yeah, the world is falling under, but I'm rising in the shades. In the silence where the gravity fades. I see the streetlights flickering 1,000 miles below, a map of all the places where we didn't want to go. The oxygen is thinning and the stars are getting near. I'm breathing in the vacuum of a quiet crystal fear. I remember being solid, I remember being stone, back when us was a foundation and I wasn't on my own. Now I'm just a son of static, I'm a flicker in the void, in the wreckage of a universe that we did destroy. Is it a freedom or a falling? To hear the empty spaces calling, I'm letting go of never, and I'm letting go of stay, as the weight of your old sweater finally drifts away. If I don't have a center, can I even have a name? Or am I just a spark inside a cold and distant flame? And it's the sound of gravity fading, the snapping of the wire, watching every someday float above the dying fire. I'm a satellite in orbit, I'm a feather in a gale, with a heart that's getting lighter as the memories turn pale. There's no up and there's no down since you let the promise go. Just a slow and steady drifting to a place I don't yet know. Yeah, the world is falling under, but I'm rising in the shades. In the silence where the gravity fades, floating further out, reality fade. Sound of a single echoing symbol, God ascending, drifting to a disappear. The bass is thumping through the floorboards of this house, but I'm as quiet as a ghost, as lonely as a mouse. I'm leaning in the corner with the red cup in my hand, watching bodies move to music I don't understand. Someone cracks a joke and the whole room starts to roll out. I'm just tracing patterns on the scuffed up hardwood floor. I put on this leather jacket, I spend an hour on my head just to stand here in the middle of a crowd that isn't there. The glitter's on the ceiling, the gin is in the air, but I'm looking for a shadow that I know isn't there. I'm a neon-colored tragedy, a static-filled refrain, trying to act like sunshine while I'm freezing in the rain. And I'm heartbroken at the party, dancing with a ghost, raising up a glass to the one I miss the most. The lights are turning purple, the room is spinning round, but I'm the only person who can hear a single sound. Yeah, it's a celebration of a life I used to know, before you took the spark and you let the fire go. I'm the loudest kind of lonely, the saddest kind of hearty, just another body, heartbroken at the party. A stranger asked my name and I forget it for a sec. I can feel the heavy ice like a weight around my neck. They're playing that one song, the one we used to scream. Now it's just the soundtrack to a gray and broken dream. I head into the bathroom just to lean against the sink and stare into the mirror till I can't even think. I'm blotting out the mascara, I'm fixing up the light before I head back out and look another person in the eye. Is it worse to be alone in an empty, quiet room, or to be surrounded by a boom, boom, boom? Every laugh is like a needle, every cheer is like a blade in this masquerade of happy that I've carefully made. And I'm heartbroken at the party, dancing with a ghost, raising up a glass to the one I miss the most. The lights are turning purple, the room is spinning round, but I'm the only person who can hear a single sound. Yeah, it's a celebration of a life I used to know, before you took the spark and you let the fire go. I'm the loudest kind of lonely, the saddest kind of hearty, just another body, heartbroken at the party. The Uber's waiting outside, but I'm still stuck in the white. The confetti's on the carpet and the moon is in the sky. Party's over, but the heartbreak's just begun. I'm the only one, yeah, I'm the only one. I'm staring at the frayed edges of the sheet, the one where our shadows used to tangledly meet. The fabric is thin, nearly translucent and gray, much like the forever that's been drifting away. I'm checking the mailbox for a ghost of a note to keep the last spark of this maybe afloat. One finger is hooked in the loop of your key, while the rest of the world is just giving up on me. The wind is a hammer, the rain is a blade, tearing at the sanctuary that we once made. Everyone tells me to just let it snare, but I'm still caught in the middle of a beautiful track, and I'm just holding on by a thread tonight, in the shivering cold of a flickering light. It's a single strand of a remember when, in a world that is screaming, don't go there again. My knuckles are white and my spirit is thin. I don't know where the ending is supposed to begin. Yeah, the gravity's heavy and the mountain is high, and I'm holding on by a thread to a light. I found your old sweater in the back of the car. It smells like a person who's traveled too far. I'm gripping the wool till my palms start to ache, waiting for the structural failure to break. If I let go of this, do I just disappear into the high definition static of fear? I'd rather the tension, I'd rather the sting than the nothingness that a goodbye would bring. Is it hope or is it just a stubborn despair to be reaching for a hand that is no longer there? I'm a kite in a storm with a frayed silver string, waiting for the thunder to do its worst thing. I'm not moving on, I'm just staying right here in the jagged edge geometry of a total career, of loving the ghost of a girl, boy who is gone. Yeah, I'm just holding on by a thread tonight, in the shivering cold of a flickering light. It's a single strand of a remember when, in a world that is screaming, don't go there again. My knuckles are I'm not ready to forget. Just a fiber, just a spark between the light and the dark, holding on by a thread. I'm tapping on my chest and hearing echoes, like an empty house with all the floorboards pulled. I'm staring at the space where us was written, before the fire died and the air got cold. I found your silver ring behind the nightstand, a heavy little ghost of a golden age. Now I'm just a book with the center missing, stuck forever on a ruined page. There's no blood, there's no bruise, there's no break, just the quiet way a spirit starts to shake. I'm walking through the grocery store in a daze, looking for your face in the summer haze. And I'm just hollowed out, a shell on the shore. I don't know who lives in this skin anymore. The light goes through me like I'm made of glass, watching all the somedays and the forevers pass. You took the marrow and you took the soul and left me staring at a bottomless hole. Yeah, the heart is a room where the lights went out. I'm just living in the hollowed out. The neighbors ask me how I'm doing lately. I give a hollowed out, I'm doing fine. But I'm counting every second since you left me, drinking bitter water and calling it wine. The closet's half empty, the hangers are rattling like bones of a wind that I can't outrun. I'm a portrait of a person who stopped the battling, Or does the static just draw the shadows more near? I'm a frame with no picture, a song with no rhyme, just a slow disappearance, a victim of time. I'm a vacuum of maybe, and a vacuum of stay. 'Cause I'm just hollowed out, a shell on the shore. I don't know who lives in this skin anymore. The light goes through me like I'm made of glass, watching all the Sundays and the forevers pass. You took the marrow and you took the soul and left me staring at a bottomless hole. Yeah, the heart is a room where the lights went out. I'm just living in the hollow. Nothing inside but the sound of the wind, waiting for the us to finally begin. Just a gap, just a blur of the people that we were, hollowed out. The sound of a single resonant drumbeat that echoes into a long cold silence. You're leaning in the doorway like a habit, with that look that says you're sorry for the mess. But your eyes are scanning for your keys to grab it, while you give me one last hollow point caress. The words are scripted, polished, and they're heavy, like a stone you're dropping just to watch the splash. You're breaking down the middle of the levee and acting shocked to see the final crash. I never meant to hurt you is the anthem of the person walking out the burning door. You're throwing out these platitudes at random, like they're gonna fix the holes across the floor. Oh, save your insincere apologies, they're just a way to set your conscience free. You're checking boxes, bringing me to my knees, while you're already half a world away from me. Every I'm sorry is now let me go, a velvet curtain on a tragic show. I'd rather have the silence cold and clear than the lying music of an insincere apology. You say you hope I find someone who's better, like you're doing me a favor by the end. You're wrapping up the poison in a letter and signing it your ever-loving friend. But sorry doesn't fix the 3 a.m.s or the way the kitchen smells of rain and dust. It's just a way to cut the tangled stems of everything that used to look like trust. Don't tell me that it's for the best when my heart is pounding through my chest. Don't tell me that you're breaking too when I'm the only one who's losing you. The truth would be a kinder blade to use than the sorries that you're using as excuse. So save your insincere apologies, they're just a way to set your conscience free. Your checking box is bringing me to my knees while you're already half a world away from me. Every I'm sorry's a now let me go, a velvet curtain on a tragic show. I'd rather have the silence cold and clear than the lying music of an insincere apology. I'm sorry I hurt you the first time. I'm sorry, but it doesn't make it right. Keep your words, take your sorry to the street. I'm done with the bitter and the bittersweet. Sound of a door clicking shut, followed by a sharp final piano chord. I'm holding out my right hand to the empty air, tracing the silhouette of you not being there. The floorboards are cold where your feet used to be. Now they're just measuring the distance from me. The record is scratching in a dusty old groove, but I'm paralyzed here. I've forgotten how to move. One step for the always, two steps for the gone. As I sway in the kitchen till the break of the dawn. There's no violin, there's no cello bow, just the sound of the wind and the falling of snow. I'm counting the beats of a heart that is hollow, leading a ghost that refuses to follow. Catch my reflection in the dark window pane, a blurred out survivor in the middle of rain. I'm leading the silence, I'm dipping the grief, looking for a moment of a temporary relief. We used to be great. disappear? Or does the momentum just draw you more near? I'm dizzy from staying, I'm nauseous from mistake, while the melody's washing the colors away. It's a three-quarter heartbeat, a jagged refrain, a beautiful way to go, slowly insane. And I'm dancing the isolation waltz tonight, under the hum of a flickering light. 1, 2, 3, and I'm back at the start, in the triple time rhythm of a breaking heart. It's a circle of lonely, a graceful despair, spinning with shadows and breathing the air. It's heavy with maybe, and where do we go in the isolation waltz, the only dance I know. 1, 2, 3. It's just the shadow of me. Step to the left, step to the right. Goodbye to the music, goodbye to the light. Isolation waltz.
The sound of a needle lifting off a record, followed by 3 slow, reverent bugs on wood.
The stars are dimming overhead, like embers in our unmade bed. I'm humming tunes you used to know, to the rhythm of the falling snow. I tuck the blankets round the side, where you used to laugh and used to hide. Now there's a hollow in the sheet, where the bitter and the lonely meet. I'm singing to the ceiling fan, the best I can, the best I can. Trying to soothe the ghost of us into a pile of silver dust. And these are my lullabies, to close my heart and shut my eyes. A heavy song for a heavy soul, trying to make the broken whole. Go to sleep, little memory. Don't you wake and come back for me. I'm rocking the grief until it dies, with these loving lullabies. The shadows stretch across the floor, like fingers reaching for the door. I try to dream of something new, but every path leads back to you. The melody is cracked and thin, like the state of the skin I'm in. Just a lullaby for a love that's gone, to get me through till the break of dawn. Hush now, heartbeat, don't you cry. It's just a long and low goodbye, rocking back and rocking forth in a world that's lost its true north. And these are my lullabies, to close my heart and shut my eyes. A heavy song for a heavy soul, trying to make the broken whole. Go to sleep, little memory. Don't you wake and come back for me. I'm rocking the grief until it dies with these lullabies. Sleep tight, my love, even if it's not with me. Good night to the way we used to be. Amen. Lullaby, soft humming prayer. I'm standing in the kitchen, but the floor is turning to gold. Underneath the weight of the forever that we built of old. The coffee's getting cold, but I haven't moved a limb. Staring at the shadows where the vivid parts go dim. I found your old lighter in the bottom of a drawer, a tiny plastic witness to what isn't anymore. It wasn't a crash and end, it wasn't a shout, just the heavy rising pressure of a hollowed out doubt. The horizon is jagged, the air is getting thin. I don't know where the losing is supposed to begin. The signal is jumping, the signal is weak, and the hush is louder than the words I can speak. And I'm living with the love of a heart tonight, flickering like static in the signal it light. It's burning through the maybe, it's melting through the stairs. the shiver of this lava heart. I found an old photo in the hidden folder cache, back from the morning before the final crash. Your smile is a fissure, your hair is a blur, just a low-res byproduct of the person you were. I'm scrolling through the ruins of a neon-colored trust, turning all the pixels into silver and dust. The battery is dying and the signal is dead, just like the hollowed out promise in my muscle and bone. Is it a mercy to let the fire cool, to stop the oscillation of a broken-hearted fool? I'm offline and drifting, a satellite and dead to the read receipts and the digital regret. If I clear the cache, am I finally free? Or is the smoke the only thing left of me?
The sound of a distant rumble that stops abruptly, followed by a long, low-tuned piano note that sustains and slowly fades into white noise.
The landlord called to ask about the squeak in the floor, the one you said you'd fix 100 times before. I told him it was fine, I've grown to like the sound. It's the only thing that proves there's still a heartbeat around. I'm looking at the boxes stacked up in the hall, the ones we never opened, leaning against the wall. The paint is starting to bubble, the light is getting dim, and I'm still drinking coffee from your favorite chipped rim. I should probably move, I should probably leave, but I've woven your ghost into every sleeve. The deposit is gone and the keys are all mine, but I'm living on credit and borrowed out time. And I've signed a new lease on this loneliness here, in the high ceiling silence of another year. I'm paying the rent with the tears dirty sock underneath the radiator vent, a tiny woolly witness to where they always went. I thought about the garden we were gonna start in May, but I'm just watching the weeds take the driveway away. The neighbors walk by and they don't even look at the man, woman living in a closed up book. I'm a tenant of the maybe, a squatter in the was, searching for a reason in a world of just because. Is it a sanctuary? Renewing again, living in the wire and the wind, just a room full of air and the you who isn't there, lease on loneliness. Another single heavy key turning in a lock, followed by a fading low tune guitar strum. Another single heavy key turning in a lock, followed by a fading low tune guitar strum. Another single heavy key turning in a lock, followed by a fading low tune guitar strum. Another single heavy key turning in a lock, followed by a fading low tune guitar strum. Another single heavy key turning in a lock, followed by a fading low tune guitar strum. Another single heavy key turning in a lock, followed by a fading low tune guitar strum. I'm looking at the person in the mirror's edge, standing on the precipice, sitting on the ledge. The face is familiar, the eyes are the same, but I can find the spirit that answered to my name. I used to be a we, I used to be a part of a mechanical rhythm, a synchronized heart. Now I'm just a figure in a coat that's too wide, with a hollowed out always echoing inside. I'm walking through the house like I'm breaking and entering, looking for the gravity, looking for the centering. But the locks have all changed and the light is all wrong, since you took the lyrics and left me the song. And I'm just a lone stranger in my own skin, wondering where the me is supposed to begin. I'm a guest in this life, I'm a ghost on the floor, searching for the shadow that lived here before. You were the compass, you were the map, now I'm just a it, but I couldn't remember a single damn bit of how it felt to be seen, of how it felt to be known, instead of the statue of muscle and bone. People pass by and they offer a smile, but I haven't been me in a country mile. I'm a foreigner now in the town of my birth, a man, woman without a square inch of the earth. Is it a witness protection or a soul in retreat to be watching my shadow walk down the street? I'm wearing my memories like a heavy disguise, while the truth is a goodbye hidden in my eyes. If I don't recognize the hand on the glass, will the feeling arouse and eventually pass? 'Cause I'm just a lone stranger in my own skin, wondering where the me is supposed to begin. I'm a guest in this life, I'm a ghost on the floor, searching for the shadow that lived here before. You were the compass, you were the map, now I'm just a traveler caught in a trap. Yeah, the silence is loud and the world is a danger to the heart of a cold and a quiet lone stranger. Who are you? I asked the wall. No one answers, no one at all. Just a shadow, just a blur of the person that I were. A lone stranger in the dark. Sound of a single echoing footstep that cuts off into a low vibrating hum, vibrating hum. I'm zooming in on a photo from last June, trying to find the sparkle in the afternoon. But the more I look, the blurrier it gets, a grainy masterpiece of all my deep regrets. The edges are jagged, the colors are washing out, just like the steady rise of this digital doubt. I can't see the smile I used to know so well, trapped in the static of this pixelated hell. The signal is dropping, the bit rate is low, watching the vivid parts of us start to go. I'm buffering the heartache, I'm lagging in resolution. Love. I found a video that freezes at the start, that lets see reflection of my own broken heart. You're frozen in time in a square-shaped cage. The user not found on the very last page. I'm trying to enhance, I'm trying to see, but I'm becoming a ghost of who I used to be. The brightness is down, the contrast is gone. In the low-res shimmer of another lonely dawn. Is it a mercy to let the pixels blur, to lose the sharp edges of the person you were? I'm archiving the drifts, I'm muting the noise of all our discarded and broken down toys. Offline, deleted, disconnected soul. 'Cause it's just a resolution, love, a faded transmission from the heavens above. I can't find the detail, I can't find the soul in the hollowed out pixels of this bottomless hole. A blurry forever, a smudge of a stain, watching the colors just gradually decay. Yeah, the link is officially broken and the focus is off in this low resolution. Love. Compressing the us away, out of focus is where I'll stay. Just a flicker, then in the hush, losing a sharpness in the crush. Low resolution. The sound of a haptic vibration that stops abruptly, followed by a long, low-tuned piano note that sustains and slowly fades into white noise. I'm breathing on the window just to see if I'm alive. Watching the ghost of a summer struggle to survive. The coffee's getting cold, a dark and bitter sea, reflecting the hollowed out version of who I used to be. I found your woolen scarf in the bottom of a drawer, a heavy silver shroud for what isn't anymore. The radiator's clicking like a heart that's lost its beat, while I'm shivering in the memory of your fading winter heat. The stars are jagged needles in a velvet blackened sky, while I'm memorizing the maybe and the always in your eye. The signal is officially dead and the battery is won, watching the damage that the freeze has done. And I'm just caught in the midnight frost tonight, flickering like static in the synthetic light. The ice is on the inside, the hush is in the hall. Since you took the warmth and left the shadows on the wall, it's a crystalline sorrow, a data-driven sting, holding on to nothing but a used-to-be thing. Yeah, the link is officially broken, and the spirits pay the cost underneath the crushing weight of the midnight frost. I found an old photo in the hidden folder cache, back from the morning right before the final heavy crash. Your smile is a prism, your hair is a blur, just a low-res byproduct of the person you were. I'm scrolling through the ruins of a neon-colored trust, turning all the pixels into silver and dust. Is it a mercy to let the winter stay, to freeze every trace of the yesterday away? I'm offline and drifting, a satellite in death, to the read receipts and the digital regret. If I clear the cache, am I finally free? Or is the shiver the only thing left of me? Freezing in the blinding light, falling in the middle of the night, just a flicker in the hush, midnight frost.
The sound of the distant wind that stops abruptly, followed by a long, low-tuned piano note that sustains and slowly fades into white noise.
I'm standing in a hallway where the light begins to bend, looking at the glass for the ghost of a friend. I see my own reflection, but the edges are all wrong, like a static-filled recording of a once familiar song. I reach out to the surface and I touch your phantom hand, but it's just cold silver and a life we didn't plan. I'm searching for the us in the lines around my eyes, but the mirror only offers up these polished hollow lies. If I break the glass, will the memory finally bleed? Or is the jagged shard the only comfort that I need? I'm a symmetry of sorrow, a twin of my own grief, looking for a crack to grant a moment of relief. 'Cause I'm living with a mirrored heart, reflecting only you, a silver-plated version of a love that didn't see it through. I see a smile in my own mouth, your shadow in my stride, with nowhere left for the broken parts of me to hide. It's a double-sided lonely, you're a petted to despair, to see the ghost of us in every breath of empty air. I'm staring at the surface till the world starts to depart, trapped inside the rhythm of a mirrored heart. Tried to look away, tried to paint the bedroom green, to wash away the traces of the places that we've been. But I catch a glimpse of maybe in the window of a store, and I'm back inside the hallway, leaning up against the door. You're the symmetry of every single tear that starts to fall, the frame around the silence, hanging heavy on the wall. I'm a photocopy fading, I'm a ripple in the pond, losing touch with everything that's waiting out beyond. Is it a haunting or a portrait, a prison or a home, to never be truly alone? Even when I'm on my own, I'm shattering the image just to see what's underneath, but I'm only finding gravity in the grinding of my teeth. 'Cause I'm living with a mirrored heart, reflecting only you, a silver-plated version of a love that didn't see it through. I see a smile in my own mouth, your shadow in my stride, with nowhere left for the broken parts of me to hide. It's a double-sided line. inside the rhythm of a mirrored heart. Cracked, still reflecting, lost, but still detecting. Just a shimmer, just a blur of the person that you are. Mirrored halls, sound of a single glass shard hitting the floor, ringing out into silence. I'm sitting with the ledger of the life we used to lead, adding up the misuse that I didn't think I'd need. I'm scanning through the statements and the records of the trust, watching every golden moment turn to oxidized and rust. There's a deficit of laughter in the corners of the hall, and a surplus of the shadows dancing black against the wall. I've audited the always, and I've checked the me and you, but the math is getting heavy and the balance is overdue. I'm filing all the what ifs in a folder made of lead, rereading every sentence that we ever should have said. The interest on the heartache is a price I can't afford, as I'm staring at the hollow where the memories are stored. And it's a mournful account of a love that's gone to seed, a tally of the hunger and a record of the greed. I'm counting every second that I spent inside your arms, like a list of all the sirens and the sudden sharp alarms. There's a debt inside my spirit that I'll never pay away, a bankrupt kind of silence at the closing of the day. I'm just a lonely teller with a story to recount in the cold and calculated, mournful account. I found a receipt from a dinner in July, back before the forever started looking like a lie. $40 for the pasta, 20 more for the wine, and a lifetime of a longing that I didn't think was mine. I'm subtracting all the promises you whispered in the dark, leaving nothing but the ashes of a disappearing spark. The bottom line is bleeding and the ink is running thin, and I don't know where the losing is supposed to begin. Was it worth the investment? Was it worth the final cost to be standing in the wreckage of everything we lost? I'm checking all the margins for a hidden secret game, but all I'm finding is a steady, calculated pain. It's a mournful account of a love that's gone to seed, a tally of the hunger and a record of the greed. I'm counting every second that I spent inside your arms, like a list of all the signs calculated, mournful account. Total loss, the books are closed. The us I loved is decomposed. Just a number, this a line in this mourned for account of yours and mine. The morning light is a cruel surprise. It forces the sleep from my heavy eyes. The radio plays a soft refrain, but it sounds like the rhythm of falling rain. I'm humming along to a ghost of a tune that we used to dance to beneath the moon. Now the notes are sharp and the keys are cold. A story of us that will never be told. The kettle starts its lonely wail. My skin is thin, my heart is frail. I'm composed of static and hollow sound, looking for a love that can't be found. These are my morning melodies, played for the wind and the leafless trees. A song for the sunlight I can't celebrate, an anthem for living a little too late. I'm tracing the silence you left on the floor, like a symphony ending and locking the door. The neighbors are moving, the world is in bloom, but I'm conducting the grief in this room. I try to find lyrics that don't hurt to say, but stay is a word that got washed away. So I stick to the minor, the low and the deep, where the secrets of used to be finally sleep. One part regret and two parts despair, a harmony floating on empty air. If I sing it loud enough, maybe it's true that I'm finally over you. But the catch in my throat says I'm lying. These are my morning melodies, played for the wind and the leafless trees. A song for the sunlight I can't celebrate, an anthem for living a little too late. I'm singing the sorrow, I'm breathing the blue. Morning is here, but the morning remains. A heart full of static and soft muffled pains. Just a melody, just a memory, just the sound of the end. I'm standing in a room full of people I know, but I'm watching the clock, just waiting to go. The laughter is ringing like glass on the floor, and I'm counting the inches from me to the door. I check my reflection in a passing window pane, searching for a flicker, but I'm finding only rain. I used to have a person, I used to have a weed. Now I'm just a shadow of the me I used to be. The music is thumping, the rhythm is loud, but I'm a ghost in the middle of a beautiful crowd. I'm reaching for a signal, I'm looking for a spark, but I'm just a pilot in the cold and empty dark. And I never felt so alone as I do tonight, under the glare of a neon-colored light. I'm surrounded by faces, I'm surrounded by noise, but I'm just a collection of broken down toys. It's a wide open desert in the middle of the street, where the always and never are starting to meet. Yeah, the silence is heavy and the world is a stone, and I've never felt so alone. I'm scrolling through the photos on my glowing phone screen of the places we went and the things that we've seen, but the pixels are cold and they don't have a soul. They don't fill the space of this bottomless hole. I tried to make a conversation, tried to be okay, but the words in my throat just started to fray. I'm a foreigner here in my own hometown, watching the anchor pull the whole ship down. Is it a haunting or a sanctuary? This feeling of being a necessary casualty of a love that didn't stay. I'm watching the happy just drift away. I could scream at the top of my lungs in this place, and no one would notice the look on my face. 'Cause I've never felt so alone as I do tonight, under the glare of a neon-colored light. I'm surrounded by faces, I'm surrounded by noise, but I'm just a collection of broken down toys. It's a wide open desert in the middle of the street, where the always and never are starting to meet. Yeah, the silence is heavy and the world is a stone, and I've never felt so so many voices, but none of them yours. So many exits and so many doors, but I'm staying right here in the middle of the gone, waiting for the silence of a cold and quiet dawn. Never felt so alone. The sound of a crowd fading out, leaving only a single low-tuned acoustic guitar string ringing. The blue light is a ghost in the palm of my hand, casting neon shadows on a life we hadn't planned. I'm staring at the lock screen, a blank and silver sea, waiting for a bubble that'll never come for me. I've checked the signal strength and I've checked the volume too, doing all the useless things I do to get to you. The clock is ticking upward, it's 1/2 nothing new, in the hollowed out vibration of a me without a you. The battery is red, a bleeding little line, a countdown for a heartbeat that I used to call mine. I'm holding my breath in the middle of the dark, waiting for the haptic pulse of a vanished out spark. And it's a notification silence, a digital despair, talking to a shadow that isn't even there. No pings, no vibrations, no I'm on my way, just the static and the rubble of yesterday. I'm a user not found, I'm a message not sent, a high definition version of where the forever went. Yeah, the world is offline and the spirit is a cost, in the notification silence of a signal lost. I found an old thread from the morning of the move, of a cursing mistake in a beautiful groove. I love you typed with a little heart emoji. Now it's just a shrapnel wound of ancient history. I've scrolled until my eyes are burning and bright, searching for redemption in the middle of the night. But the link is broken, the cache is empty too, and there's no more bandwidth for the ghost of you. Is it a mercy to put the phone away, to stop waiting for the maybe and the please just stay? I'm refreshing the screen just to see if I'm alive or if I'm just collecting shadows in a dead end drive. Offline, disconnected, deleted heart of mine. Cause it's a notification silence, a digital despair, talking to a shadow that isn't even there. No peace, no vibrations, no I'm on my way, just the static and the rubble of yesterday. I'm a user not found, I'm a message not sent, a high definition version of where the forever went. Yeah, the world is offline and the spirit is a cost, in the notification segment of a signal lost. Yeah, but still loud, ghosting in a crowd, just a flicker, then the dark, losing the always, losing the spark. Notification silence. The sound of a haptic vibration that stops abruptly, followed by a long, low-tuned piano note that sustains and slowly fades into white noise. I'm standing on the highest hill in this hollowed out town, reaching for a signal that just won't come down. The bars on the screen are a fading gray line, a digital ghost of a heart that was mine. I'm typing, I'm sorry in a 5-inch frame, but the waves don't remember the sound of your name. I'm scrolling through always while the battery drains, lost in the static in the digital rains. There's a tower in the distance, but the frequency's cold, just like the promises that we both were once told. I'm buffering maybe and lagging instead, watching the better parts just gradually decay. And I'm just out of range tonight, flickering like static in the synthetic light. I'm a user not found, I'm a message not sent, a low resolution version of where the forever went. You're a ghost in the ether, a shiver in the blue bars, no more bandwidth for the ghost of you. Yeah, the link is officially broken and the world is strange when I'm out of range. I found an old voice note in the hidden cache, back from the morning before the big crash. I'm coming over, you typed with a smile, but I haven't been us in a country mile. The map is a vacuum, the compass is dead. I'm stuck in the orbit of things left unsaid. I'm refreshing the heartache until the screen turns to white in the clinical hollow of a grocery store night. Is it a mercy to let the connection die, to stop waiting for the maybe in the hollow in your eye? I'm offline and drifting, a satellite in debt to the read receipts and the digital regret. If I empty the trash, am I finally free, or is the static the only thing left of me? 'Cause I'm just out of range tonight, flickering like static in the synthetic light. I'm a user not found, I'm a message not sent, a low resolution version of where the forever went. You're a ghost in the ether, a shiver in the blue lights, no more bandwidth for the ghost of you. Yeah, the link is officially broken and the world is strange when I'm out of range. It's committed just like me, offline is where I'll stay, just a flicker, then a hush, losing me always in the crash. Out of range.
The sound of a haptic vibration that stops abruptly, followed by a long, low-tuned piano note that sustains and slowly fades into white noise.
I'm staring at the glowing blue screen again, waiting for the bubbles to tell me where you've been. I typed a long sentence and I hit delete, watching the vivid colors perform a slow retreat. Every word I offer is a heavy stone in the hollowed out narrow of being alone. The coffee's getting cold, but I'm stuck in the mud. A slow motion drowning of the spirit and the blood. The signal is jumping, the signal is weak, and the silence is louder than the words I can speak. I'm reaching for a hand that's drifting away, watching the better parts of us just gradually decay. And we're just having quicksand conversations tonight, flickering like static in the scent of the light. The more that I struggle, the deeper I sink into the hollowed out spaces where I can't even think. A heavy hello, a low-res goodbye underneath the jagged edge of a digital lie. And the link is officially broken and the current's in a rift, drowning in the shiver of the slow motion drift. I found an old photo in the hidden folder cache, back from the morning before the final crash. You were smiling at the camera with light in your eyes, before the hollowed out promise and the digital lies. Now the audio skips on the part where you stay, just a low-res byproduct of a person you were. I'm scrolling through the ruins of a neon-colored trust, turning all the pixels into silver and dust. Is it a mercy to let the ground swallow me, to stop waiting for the maybe and the yesterday away? I'm offline and drifting a satellite, in debt to the read receipts and the digital regret. If I clear the cache, am I finally free, or is the static the only thing left of me? Sinking I'm tiptoeing over the hardwood floor, like I'm afraid to wake the ghost of the door. The clock on the mantle has run out of time. It stopped on the second you committed the crime. I haven't spoken a word since July. The how are you doing's all withered and died. I'm keeping the curtains all buttoned and tight to protect the hollow from the morning light. There's no thunder, there's no rain, just the heavy muffled pulse of a private pain. I'm holding my breath till my chest starts to ache, waiting for the silence to finally break. And it's quiet as a grave in this house tonight. Not a single shadow, not a flicker of light. The laughter is buried, the always is stone, in the high definition of being alone. I'm a mourner in denim, a priest in the dark, guarding the ashes of a vanished out spark. Yeah, the world is a riot, but the spirit is brave in the middle of a heart that's as quiet as a grave. I found your old cardigan draped on the chair. It's holding the shape of you, sitting right there. I didn't move it, I didn't even sigh. I just stared at the wool till the maybe went dry. The kettle is cold and the radio's dead. I'm living on secrets and things left unsaid. It's a structural hush, a velvet despair, to be breathing in nothing but stagnant air. If I screamed at the walls, would they even respond? Or am I just a ripple in a frozen over pond? I'm polishing the gone till it starts to shine like a vintage bottle of bitter red wine. I'd rather the static, I'd rather the noise than the weight of these broken and discarded toys. 'Cause it's quiet as a grave in this house tonight. Not a single shadow, not a flicker of light. The laughter is buried, the always is stone, in the high definition of being alone. I'm a mourner in denim, a priest in the dark, guarding the ashes of a vanished out spark. Yeah, the world is a riot, but the spirit is brave in the middle of a heart that's as quiet as a grave. Shh. Can you hear the dust? Can you hear the rust? The sound of a forever that turned into must. Rest in peace to the us.